Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here to talk to you today about an ADHD sleep tip. One of the things about going to sleep for those with ADHD is the point in time where you put your head on that pillow till you actually fall asleep is actually relatively boring. And many of them struggle with that. I do a lot of presentations, webinars, and talks about boredom, particularly with those with ADHD, and they're prone to something called agitated boredom. And they feel a physical discomfort when they're bored, and they're motivated to escape that plight. So it's when you think about them laying down, all of a sudden they're motivated just to jump up and kind of go do something else. And all too often I find those with ADHD, when they finally go to sleep, is usually when they're exhausted or after a hard day of exercise. So there is really no boredom. They just lay down and go right to sleep. But that's not necessarily good for you. So what do? I found that the key really is to try to find a way to kind of calm your brain down, to distract it from like problem solving, but just to kind of slow it down. You want to stay away from blue screens. That would be a TV, a computer, a tablet, a smartphone, anything of that sort. But things that I found that have been very helpful are things like playing solitaire with the actual cards, where you're sitting down in the bed and you're kind of playing them for a little bit, you're kind of engaged, and you're letting your mind kind of slow down a little bit till you're like, okay, I'm ready to kind of lay down to shorten that time of boredom. For others, it's just doodling, not necessarily drawing, but just doodling. It's that kind of mindless activity that does that. And certainly for some, it's reading. Particularly something that's just not stimulating. It's been fascinating over the years. I've coached people that actually, one retiree would do calculus problems before they went to bed, or another person who actually read macroeconomic books. They long since graduated, but as you can see, those types of things require a level of executive functioning, problem solving. They're drawn to it, and it doesn't really help calm that brain down. So again, in summary, I think the key really is to realize is that one of the reasons it's difficult for those with ADHD to go to sleep is that boring time between time you put your head on the pillow and you go to sleep. And if you can get into bed and do something that's mindless, like doodling or playing solitaire or something that has those characteristics, I think that you might be able to kind of quiet your mind, just get it relaxed, so that when you do lay down, hopefully we only got 10 seconds as opposed to a couple minutes before that happens. So we hope that helps. Catch us next week for another great edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.